Genetic disorders. Diseases caused by chromosomal abnormalities or genetic mutation are referred as genetic disorders. In these disorders, there is either increase or decrease in numbers of chromosomes, or deletion or translocation of a certain part of chromosome occur. Physical disorders such as cleft lip, albinism, and physiological disorders such as sickle cell anemia and hemophilia are examples of genetic disorders. In human beings, there are 46 chromosomes which are present in the form of 23 pairs. There is great variation in the shape and size of these chromosomal pairs. These pairs are numbered. Out of 23 pairs of chromosomes, 22 pairs are autosomes, while one pair is of sex chromosome or allosomes. In females, the chromosomes are represented as 44 plus XX, while in males, they are represented as 44 plus XY. In Mendel's pea plant experiment that we have studied, Mendel discussed about two types of genes. He used the term dominant and recessive for these genes. If we consider the number of chromosomes in the human cell, the types of sex chromosomes and the dominant and recessive genes, then we can determine how genetic disorders are formed and transmitted. Let us now discuss some types of genetic disorders. Disorders due to chromosomal abnormalities. Certain defects arise if there is a change in the number of chromosomes. If there is a decrease in the number of sex chromosomes, then the offspring is sterile. On the other hand, if there is an increase in the number of autosomal pair of chromosomes of the infant, then the child born is likely to have physical and mental abnormalities, and the lifespan of such child is also shortened. Let us study some diseases caused due to chromosomal abnormalities. Down syndrome. Down syndrome is a disorder caused due to chromosomal abnormalities. This is the first chromosomal abnormality found and described in human beings. This disorder is characterized by the presence of 47 chromosomes. It is also called as trisomy of the 21st chromosome because in this abnormality, the body cells of the infant have an additional chromosome along with the 21st chromosomal pair. Thus, the number of chromosomes in such an infant are 47 instead of 46. Such children are usually mentally retarded and have a short lifespan. In Down syndrome, the most prominent characteristic is retardation in the mental growth of the child. Other symptoms include short height, short wide neck, flat nose, short fingers, scanty hair, and single horizontal crease on palm. Children born with this defect have life expectancy of about 16 to 20 years. After learning about the abnormalities caused due to chromosomal abnormalities in autosomes, let us learn about the abnormalities caused due to chromosomal abnormalities in sex chromosome. Turner syndrome. Among the 23 pairs of chromosomes in human beings, there is only one pair of sex chromosome. If abnormalities are produced in sex chromosomes, certain disorders arise. Turner syndrome is one of them. This disorder arises due to abnormalities in the XX sex chromosomes in females. The cause of this disorder is either inheritance of only one X chromosome from parents to offspring, or one part of the X chromosome related to the sexual characters becomes non-functional. Hence, only one X chromosome functions. In such females, the number of chromosomes are 44 plus X instead of 44 plus XX. Reproductive organs in females suffering from Turner's syndrome are not well developed. Hence, they are not capable to reproduce. The prominent characteristic feature of a child born with this disorder is swelling on the hands. Let us now discuss another disorder caused due to abnormalities in sex chromosomes. Klinefelter syndrome. Klinefelter syndrome arises due to abnormalities caused in the XY sex chromosomes in males. In this disorder, males have an extra X chromosome, hence their chromosomal numbers become 44 plus XXY instead of 44 plus XY. Males with this disorder have underdeveloped sex organs and are not capable of reproduction. National Health Mission. Under the National Health Mission, the National Rural Health Mission has been started since April 2005 and the National Urban Health Mission since 2013. The main objectives of this mission are strengthening of the rural and urban health facilities, controlling various diseases and illnesses, increasing public awareness about health, and offering financial assistance to patients through various schemes. Monogenic disorders. Sometimes, certain normal genes undergo mutation and get converted into defective genes, which results in some disorders. Such disorders are called monogenic disorders. Approximately more than 4,000 such disorders are known. Due to abnormal genes, the products whose production is controlled by such genes are either produced in insufficient quantity or not at all. It causes abnormal metabolism that may lead to death at a tender age. Hutchinson's disease, Tay-Sachs disease, galactosemia, phenylketonuria, sickle cell anemia, cystic fibrosis, albinism, hemophilia, and night blindness are some examples of monogenic disorders. Let us know more about the monogenic disorders, albinism, and sickle cell anemia. Albinism. Albinism is a genetic disorder. In this disorder, the body cannot produce the pigment melanin, which gives colors to our eyes, skin, and hair. The skin of the person with albinism is pale, hairs are white, and eyes are usually pink due to absence of melanin pigment in the retina and sclera. After learning about albinism, let us now study about another monogenic disorder, sickle cell anemia. Sickle cell anemia. Slight structural changes in the molecules of proteins and DNA may lead to diseases or disorders. The sixth amino acid in the structure of normal hemoglobin is glutamic acid. When this acid is replaced by valine, the shape and structure of hemoglobin molecule changes. This condition is called sickle cell anemia. In this disorder, the erythrocytes or red blood corpuscles, which are normally biconcave in shape, become sickle-shaped. Therefore, the oxygen-carrying capacity of hemoglobin is reduced. In such conditions, red blood corpuscles, that is RBCs, form clusters and are destroyed. As a result, blood vessels are obstructed and the circulatory system, brain, lungs and kidneys are damaged. This disorder is hereditary, which means it transmits from parents to offspring. It is caused due to genetic changes that occur during conception. If both the parents are suffering from sickle cell anemia or are carriers, then their children will get this disease. Thus, sickle cell anemia carriers or people suffering from sickle cell anemia should avoid marriage amongst themselves. Do you know, in Maharashtra, 21 districts are affected by sickle cell anemia, which include 11 districts from Vidarbha. In the state, there are more than 2.5 lakh people who are suffering from sickle cell anemia. Sickle cell anemics can be of two types. Sickle cell anemia carriers, that is AS, and people suffering from sickle cell anemia, that is SS, that is the sufferer. Let us now understand the signs and symptoms of a sickle cell diseased person. Swelling on the hands and legs, joints pain, severe general body aches, frequent cough and cold, constant low-grade fever, exhaustion, pale face, and low hemoglobin count are the signs and symptoms seen in the person suffering from sickle cell anemia. Let us now understand how sickle cell anemia occurs with the help of a table. First, let us understand some symbols. The symbol AA can be used to denote a normal person, AS for a sickle cell carrier, and SS for a person suffering from sickle cell anemia or a sufferer. We shall denote symbols in males in the second column and symbols in females in the third column. In the fourth column, we shall mention the condition of child, whether the child born will be normal, carrier, or sufferer. If the father and mother both are normal, then the children born are normal. If amongst the father or the mother, one is normal and another is a carrier, then 50% children will be normal and the other 50% will be carriers. If amongst the father or mother, one is normal and another is sufferer, then all the children will be carriers. If both the parents are carriers, then 25% will be normal, 25% will be sufferers, and 50% children born will be carriers. If amongst the father or mother, one is a carrier while another is a sufferer, 50% children will be carriers and 50% children born will be sufferers. If both the parents are sufferers, then all the children born will be sufferers. Let us now understand in brief about the diagnosis of sickle cell anemia. Diagnosis of sickle cell anemia. Under the National Health Mission scheme, all rural and sub-district hospitals have the facility of solubility test required for the diagnosis of sickle cell anemia. Similarly, in district hospitals, electrophoresis, which is a confirmatory diagnostic test, is carried out. What remedial measures should be followed to control or prevent sickle cell anemia? Let us know about the remedies. Remedies. Sickle cell anemia spreads through reproduction. Hence, husband and wife should get their blood examined before or after marriage. A sickle cell carrier or sufferer should avoid marriage with another carrier or sufferer. A sickle cell anemic should take 1 folic acid tablet daily. In order to prevent sickle cell anemia, we should all follow this. Let's get our blood tested. Let's overcome sickle cell anemia. So far, we have studied about genetic disorders. Now let us discuss about mitochondrial disorders. Mitochondrial disorders. The genes of mitochondrial DNA molecule may also become defective by mutation. The mitochondria are contributed by the egg cell or ovum alone during the process of fertilization. Hence, mitochondrial disorders are inherited from the mother to the child. Leber hereditary optic neuropathy is an example of mitochondrial disorder. After understanding about mitochondrial disorders, let us now know about polygenic disorders. Polygenic disorders. Sometimes mutation occurs in more than one gene, which results in certain disorders. In most of these disorders, the severity increases due to the effects of surrounding environmental factors on the fetus. Cleft lips, cleft palate, constricted stomach, spina bifida, that is, a defect of the spinal cord, etc. are common examples of such disorders. Besides these disorders, diabetes, blood pressure, heart disorders, asthma, obesity are also polygenic disorders. Polygenic disorders do not exactly follow Mendel's principles of heredity. These disorders arise from a complex interaction between environment, lifestyle, and defects in several genes. Besides the disorders that we have studied so far, some disorders arise due to certain bad habits and addictions. Let us now learn about them. Always remember, interrelationship between tobacco addiction and cancer. Uncontrolled growth of cells. Many people consume tobacco either by smoking or by chewing. Tobacco consumption in any form can cause cancer. Smoking of bidi and cigarettes cause digestion problems. It causes burning sensation in the throat and a cough. Excessive smoking causes instability and trembling of fingers. A dry cough causes sleeplessness. Tobacco consumption can also cause chronic bronchitis, pericarditis, cancer of the lungs, mouth, larynx, pharynx, pancreas, urinary bladder, etc. The lifespan of a tobacco consumer also decreases. The ill effects of tobacco are caused due to the presence of nicotine in tobacco. Nicotine adversely affects the central and peripheral nervous system, which can cause stiffness of the arteries, that is, arteriosclerosis and hypertension. Tobacco smoke contains harmful chemicals like pyridine, ammonia, aldehyde, furfuryl, carbon monoxide, nicotine, and sulfur dioxide. They cause uncontrolled cell division. Tobacco smoke is full of minute carbon particles. Due to this, the healthy tissue of the lung transforms into thickened black tissue which causes cancer. While chewing tobacco or tobacco products, much of the extract is absorbed in the body. Excessive tobacco consumption may cause cancer of lips and tongue, visual disorders or tremors. To protect the body from cancer, one must avoid smoking and consumption of tobacco and tobacco products in any form.